In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Vlookup function. Let's assume in the list that we have here for our different employees that we want to give each of the employees a grade based on their sales. There's different ways you could do that. We could write an if statement, and if we were looking at the criteria that we have here, if we wrote an if statement, it would have 5 different if statements that we would have to include for each of the different criteria. Sometimes it's a little bit simpler to set up a table like we have here and to use that table in a Vlookup function. Now the Vlookup stands for vertical lookup. Notice I've got things set up in 2 columns vertically. You can use an HLOOKUP function too if you set up your table horizontally. Basically the format or the formula would work the same way. I'm going to use a Vlookup because that's the way this table is set up. Now when you set up a Vlookup table, you would set up, it's important to go from the smallest number in the table to the highest number. The same would hold true if you did an HLOOKUP. You go from the smallest number to the highest number. I'm going to come down into the grade column, and that's where I'm going to put the function in. Now I'm going to type the formula. You can use the insert function dialog box too, but I'm going to type it just so you have kind of the breakdown of the formula. So we type equal Vlookup. You'll notice as I'm typing there, the function start to open up or show for you. And then you get a little tooltip that pops up that's trying to help you with the different parts of the formula. A Vlookup has 3 arguments in the formula. The first argument in the formula is it's saying, what do you want to look up? So as it shows here, the lookup value. Well, I want to look at this particular field. I want to look at the score, or what percent of the quota the employees have made. After you, and I'm using the point mode, I'm clicking on the cell. I could have typed in I9, but I clicked on it because the list is formatted as a table. You get some kind of odd looking characters in the formula, but it's accurate nonetheless. First part of the formula, you say look at this. I'm going to type a comma, and I'm going to go to the second part of the second argument of the formula. The second argument is you need to look at the table that you've set up, the table array. And you only select the numbers and the information that you want to display. You do not include your labels when you're choosing the table array. Now as I'm doing that, I want to think a little bit about, I do want to fill down the column, and I want that information to stay in the same location. So I can press the F4 key and I can convert that particular range of information to an absolute cell reference because I do need it to stay in that location as it fills down. I'm going to type a comma to go to the third argument of the formula, and the third argument, it says here column index. Well, basically what that means is whatever's in the second column is what I want to display. So you type a 2. If you're doing a horizontal lookup, typically you have your numbers in the top row and you have the value that you want to display in the second row. So 2 is what you would type in for a Vlookup or an HLOOKUP. Again, whatever's in the second column is what I want to display. So the 3 parts, go look at the information, compare it with the table that you have set up, and whatever's in the second column is what you want to display. I'm going to end with a right parenthesis, and because this list is formatted as a table, it's going to automatically fill the information in for me. So hit the enter key, and we basically could go and compare. You always want to check your formulas to make sure you're right, but we have this person had an 88%, and so they were in the B range. This one had an 82, and again that would be a B.